For today's grim adventure, we once again find ourselves in Los Angeles, California, where behind this decrepit-looking fence once stood a beautiful pink house known as the Pink Palace, a home that once belonged to Jayne Mansfield.
The rich people live in Beverly Hills on the rolling asphalt boulevards. Sunset, Wilshire, Beverly, where the palm trees look as if they could do with a coat of paint. Bus tours of the stars' homes are frequently made, and at no stage on the itinerary will your guide sound more sure of pleasing than when he points to number 1010 Sunset Boulevard and announces the home of Jayne Mansfield.
If you're watching this video right now, chances are you know exactly who Jayne Mansfield was. But just in case you don't, basically, Jayne Mansfield was a beautiful blonde actress here in Hollywood that pretty much rivaled Marilyn Monroe. Now, sadly, she never achieved icon status like she did, but she pretty much carved out a name for herself here. Now, truth be told, I don't think I've ever seen a Jayne Mansfield movie. I just know her from her pictures and, well, her somewhat connection to a man by the name of Anton LaVey. There's a handful of people who are watching this video right now who just heard me say the name Anton LaVey, and I guarantee you they're sitting there saying, yes, we're finally getting another Church of Satan video. Not today. If you don't know who Anton LaVey is, basically he was the founder of the Church of Satan up in San Francisco. And him and Jayne Mansfield had a very close relationship. I was going to save talking about Anton LaVey for another time, but you kind of have to talk about Anton LaVey and the Church of Satan when you mention or talk about or tell a story of Jayne Mansfield. Now, Jayne Mansfield herself came out saying that she was not a Satanist, but she did call Anton LaVey a genius. And they were very close. They were photographed quite a bit together in restaurants here in LA, as well as in her house here on the property. Some very interesting ceremonial photographs. Now you have to remember that this is Hollywood and stories and legends are everywhere. I mean, this town is built on them. And depending on who you talk to, Anton LaVey and Jayne Mansfield had a relationship. And other people said that they were just close friends. Well, whatever happened, the story goes like this. Basically, Jayne Mansfield started dating her married lawyer friend. And Anton LaVey, supposedly, according to story, according to legend, was not very happy with it. So he put a curse on him that in 1 year, within 1 year after the time that he placed the curse, he would die. A whole bunch of bad stuff happened. Car accidents, things like theft. I mean, all kinds of crazy things happened. Well, on June 29th, 1967, June 29th, 1967, within that year time, Jayne Mansfield was in the car with him in Louisiana, and they got into the car accident, and Jayne Mansfield died. You know, the whole story where she was decapitated, which she wasn't. It's a whole other crazy story. So the curse came true. So it was 1967. 2002. From 1967 to 2002, the Pink Palace stood on the other side of this fence, and it was demolished in 2002. There's something here that is well hidden that not many people know about. We're going to show it to you.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.
Now, I know you've heard the saying, nothing lasts forever. And that is especially true here in Hollywood, California. And Jayne Mansfield's house, the Pink Palace, the iconic Pink Palace here in Hollywood, suffered the same fate. It used to stand right on the other side of this wall and on the other side of this tree, but it has sadly been torn down. It was a beautiful house. It had an amazingly beautiful heart-shaped swimming pool. And right here at the driveway, this is where the giant wrought iron white gate once stood. Man. So they completely knocked down the house. They graded the ground, I think that's what you call it, and they're in the process of building a new house back there. And all that remains from Jayne Mansfield's time here in Hollywood are another set of white wrought iron gates that are kind of hidden here on Sunset Boulevard. And there's so many people that drive right down this road and they have no idea. Let me clear something up here real quick. When it comes to the Mansfield property, there's actually two sets of gates. The main gates would have been standing right where I was just showing you. Now there's another set of gates which, in my opinion, are probably more iconic. And those are the gates that had the initials J and M on them. J on one side of the gate that opens and M on the other side. And ever since I was a little kid, I thought they stood for Jayne Mansfield. Those were her initials. But it turns out that it actually stood for Jayne and her husband, Mickey, who had the Pink Palace built. I think I got that right. The more iconic ones with the J and M are still here. Even though the Pink Palace is long gone, it's still really cool knowing that the iconic white wrought iron gates are still here. The thing is though, for how long? And again, they're so well hidden that you drive this road, which is Sunset Boulevard over here to the right, you would have no idea that they are here on the other side of this privacy hedge. Well, hedge, it's more like a privacy forest. I really wish that we could take these and have these in our house. Oh, there they are, see it? Just poking through the trees here. Wow, look at that. There's the J on that one side right there. And then right over here, there's the M. It's crazy to me that these are still here. Because at one point, when it comes to Hollywood history, these were, I mean, this was probably one of the most iconic, most unique pink houses in Hollywood. And all that's left is this. And it's beautiful. Now, this is going to hurt your heart. I'm gonna go ahead and point the camera through here. This is all that is left of Jayne Mansfield's Pink Palace. You can see the house up there on the right-hand side. That's the new one that's being built. God. This is beyond cool. And I know on this channel we visit some really amazing places. We get to meet some really amazing people like Shelley Duvall and Doug Bradley. But it's things like this. Makes me feel like the spookier version of Indiana Jones, you know, Indiana Bones. Finding old Hollywood relics like this. It's so wild that we can't even get like a really good head-on shot of the gates because of these trees. But the first picture that I want to show is you can see Jayne standing on the other side of the fence looking pretty much to right where I am. And you can see the J right there. Can't line it up perfectly, but you can make it out. When it comes to pictures of Jayne Mansfield, there was one that was taken from right about here, and it's probably the photo that I think of the most whenever I think of her. So many amazing different photographs with her, just by herself, and from her movies, with Sophia Loren, Anton LaVey, but this one right here, where you can see Jayne Mansfield sticking her head right above the V of the M. And what's crazy to me is that's not a very big area. She had a really tiny head. To give you an idea of how small she was, don't really know how well this is going to translate, but here's my hand, and this is where she stuck her head through. That is not big at all. I love that looking through this, through the gates. It's very angelic with the sun, but at the same exact time you see the plastic and then you see the dirt.
I was now in a position to see for myself. It was a memorable moment.
Hello, Miss Mansfield. This is Robert Robinson here. I wonder if you're at home.
Oh, yes, Mr. Robinson. Please come in. I'll open the gate for you.
Thank you very much.
The outside of Miss Mansfield's house glistens. It has special glisten material built into it, though the light was such that the camera was unfortunately unable to record it. It was the chatelaine herself who caused the gates to swing open, and she welcomed me in characteristic fashion.
One more thing about these gates that makes them stand out more than the main gates, and aside from the J and M on them, is that across the top in like this arch wrought iron sign, it said the address. It was 10,100. And you can see right about there, I know I'm looking directly into the sun, but from right about there, stretching off to the right, is where that arch address sign would have been. Where it connected to the other side might be a little harder to see because of the shade and the trees. Oh, you might be able to see that right up there at the top of the wall. It kind of looks like a pot for a plant. You see it up there? So it would connect right over there. Man, this wall was crumbling down too. Right across, spanning this gap. Oh wow, would you look at that? Hopefully you guys can see this. It's hard for me to see it because I'm looking directly into the sun, but right here at the center, it's a heart. It's still here, wow. Oh wow. You guys see this wall? It's starting to really crumble. I mean, I'm sure it's been like this for a while, but who knows how long it's gonna stand. If I peek behind these trees on the right-hand side, you can see the wall, how it just kind of leans out. It's supposed to be straight. You can see how it kind of comes out to a point. That's not good. You can see the fence to the property right there. And then not too far, just like what, 10 feet away, is this crack. And eventually this is going to come down. When you think about it, it's pretty inevitable. These gates at some point are going to be gone. More than likely they're going to be in somebody's trash, and that really makes me sad. But I just had a very, very sad realization, and for this, I have to put the camera between the two gates. Doesn't this kind of look like a driveway? I'm willing to bet what's gonna happen, man, they're gonna finish this driveway, they're gonna pave it, and then they're gonna knock down this fence, well, this gate, and then this wall that looks like it's getting ready to fall down anyhow. They're gonna knock it all down. And this is gonna be the driveway to the new place. Man, that just breaks my heart. And like I said, it's inevitable. You know it's gonna happen. It has to happen. I want the gate. If we can somehow get this gate, somebody make something happen. If we can somehow get this gate and we can put it in our very own garden, that'd make me a very happy person. Or in a museum, right? But if a museum is not gonna take it, I want it in my garden. Trust me when I say, it is unbelievably heartbreaking that Jayne Mansfield's Pink Palace is long gone. But the fact that this is still standing, this beautiful gate, just blows me away. And if for some reason, whoever owns this property decides to auction this place, auction the gate, I'll do whatever I can to buy this and put this in our house. But being able to see this, being able to reach out and touch Hollywood history, even if it's right next to a busy road, is just unbelievable. With that being said, thank you for joining us on another grim adventure, this time to Jayne Mansfield's Pink Palace and the gate. Happy Halloween.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.